Welcome to your tutorial BMW wireless charging. In this tutorial you find out more about the structure and operating principle of this new system with which the BMW 530e i-Performance can be charged wirelessly. Have fun! Inductive charging allows the wireless transfer of energy from one electrical device to another. This is not new technology, but is already used in numerous everyday applications, like, for example, when charging electric toothbrushes or razors. The technology is also used in BMW vehicles. An example is the wireless charging station, with which the smartphone or the BMW display key can be charged wirelessly. An older example is the battery of the radio remote control in the ignition key of the E46. This was charged by inserting the ignition key into the ignition lock. Up to now, the high-voltage battery unit could be charged externally via the standard charging cable or a wall box or charging station. With BMW wireless charging, a wireless charging option is added in July 2018. As the charging plug is not required, the vehicle is less prone to vandalism and the contacts are not subject to mechanical wear. There is a considerable comfort gain. If the vehicle has been positioned correctly, the charging process starts automatically. The driver no longer has to insert or unplug the charging cable. This is an additional benefit, especially when it is snowing or raining. The optional equipment BMW wireless charging is available for the market introduction for the G30 PHEV and can only be ordered in the following markets: Europe, USA, Japan, and China. The charging accessory required, the so-called ground pad module, is only offered in leasing. As the name of the tutorial already suggests, the principle of the induction is used for the BMW wireless charging. A component on the ground, the ground pad module, and a component installed in the vehicle, the car pad module, are required. This way, the high-voltage battery unit can be charged at a power rating of 3.2 kilowatt. Let's take a closer look at the principle. The primary coil in the ground pad module is supplied with AC voltage via an oscillator and generates a permanently alternating magnetic field. The alternating magnetic field induces AC voltages into the secondary coil of the car pad module, which is rectified. As only low efficiency and thus low charging power can be transferred across the distance using the two coils, several free resonant circuits are used. The resonant circuits work like a magnetic amplifier, thus improving the range of the magnetic field and the efficiency of the charging process. The BMW wireless charging system consists of the ground pad module and the car pad module. In this chapter, you find out more about these two components and how they are integrated in the high-voltage system of the G30 PHEV. The ground pad module is located in the park area of the vehicle and is connected to the electrical building installation via the access line. The ground pad module does not necessarily have to be anchored to the ground owing to its size and weight. An even surface suffices. The positioning should be effected so that the vehicle must be forward parked for charging. It is possible to drive over the ground pad module without any danger, as the upper side can be subjected to a load of up to 800 kilograms. The ground pad module consists of the following components: the primary coil with ferrite cores, the sensor module for detection of foreign and living objects, the WLAN transmission unit, as well as the power electronics along with electric fan. The car pad module, CPM, is housed at the lowest point of the vehicle in the stiffening plate of the front axle and has two high-voltage connections. The car pad module is located below the oil sump and covers the oil drain plug. For this reason, its cover has brackets so that the car pad module can be folded down for an oil change. The car pad module consists of the following components: the secondary coils with ferrite cores, the WLAN reception aerial, as well as the rectifier with relevant electronics. The car pad module is integrated in the high-voltage cables between the convenience charging electronics, KLE, and electrical machine electronics, EME. There is no connection to a coolant circuit. During the wireless charging, the car pad module rectifies the induced AC voltage and forwards the direct current voltage to the high-voltage battery unit via the electrical machine electronics. The electrical machine electronics and high-voltage battery unit remain unchanged. If the G30 PHEV is charged via the charging socket, the car pad module conducts the voltage rectified by the convenience charging electronics to the electrical machine electronics. It is not possible to charge via the charging socket and the car pad module at the same time. In this case, wireless charging is used. In this chapter, you find out about the functions of inductive charging and how the charging process works. BMW wireless charging has several functions. Click on the buttons to skip to the corresponding chapters. The communication between ground pad module and car pad module is effected via WLAN. For this, both components must be paired via WLAN, similar to a router at home. The vehicle must be in front of the ground pad module. The initial connection is performed by an electrician. However, the customer can add more ground pad modules via the iDrive menu. The WLAN code required is enclosed in the packaging of the respective ground pad module. Click on the button at the bottom left to return to the overview. As soon as the correct position is reached and the driving readiness is deactivated, the charging process starts automatically. The battery charge and the time of the end of charging are displayed in the instrument cluster. In addition, the customer can call up the charging status and other information via the BMW display key or the BMW Connected app. Click on the button at the bottom left to return to the overview. Marker lines are shown to the driver in the central information display for the correct positioning of the vehicle. They appear automatically in the central information display as soon as the vehicle comes within approximately 10 meters of the ground pad module at less than 10 kilometers per hour. When the vehicle is above the ground pad module, the view in the CID changes. The correct position is reached when the circle is within the blue ring and its color changes to green. The electronic parking brake must be actuated after reaching the target position. This ensures that the vehicle does not roll away from the target position until the parking lock is engaged. It is not possible to charge the vehicle outside the target position. Click on the button at the bottom left to return to the overview. The ground pad module has object detection, which detects whether living or metal objects are located on it or in the space between it and the car pad module. The object detection cancels the charging process in the event of an error or does not start it at all. Click on the button at the bottom left to return to the overview. In this chapter, you find out about the functions of inductive charging and how the charging process works. Despite the simple operation and safe design of BMW wireless charging, there are some installation and service instructions to observe. The installation or repair of the ground pad module may only be carried out by a qualified electrician. Installation in covered spaces is of benefit as no direct precipitation leads to weathering, icing, or hail. Likewise, direct sunlight should be avoided, as a ground pad module that is too hot may cause a reduction of the charging capacity or an interruption to the charging process. The position should be selected so that forward parking is possible. The charging process also functions with a rear-parked vehicle. However, the driver does not obtain any visual assistance from the central information display. The car pad module is a high-voltage component and may only be operated by a certified BMW Group High Voltage technician. As the car pad module is underneath the oil drain plug and must be folded down for draining the engine oil, this affects the engine oil change. This work must be carried out by a BMW Group High Voltage technician.